Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Surrounded by Stupid. I'm your host, Ed Rhodes. My first show was the pilot. Of course, it was a bit rough. I understand that. We're working on it. We're going to see if we can make this a little more entertaining, see if we can come up with something a little more lively. Maybe we can get some subjects out there that are a little more controversial. Tonight, I'd like to talk about religion. Yeah, I know. You're never supposed to bring up religion or politics, friends and family, around friends and family. But I've never been a great follower of the rules. The reason I want to talk about religion is there are some things about religions, different religions, that are extremely stupid, or people who believe they know something about religion and they don't. Some of the stupid things that go on is, one, people who believe themselves to be either holier than thou, and they get out there and they do whatever they want to do, and then they, I met a woman a long while back. I was under the assumption she was a good Christian woman, and she signed a contract with me, stabbed me in the back. She's trying to, trying to sell my contract out from under me, and I've pretty much determined she's not a good Christian woman. A good Christian doesn't go out and preach that they're a good Christian, brag that they're a good Christian, and then do somebody poorly, cheat them, steal from them, and then claim, oh, it's only business. You're either a Christian or you're not. Whether you're in business or not, it makes no difference. Now, I really don't want to get into the religious aspect of it. I want to discuss the idea of not religion as religion. I do not want to preach. That's not why I'm here. Well, maybe I do. I don't want to preach to you. I am not a preacher, I'm not a reverend, I am not going to be that way, and I'm not going to try to convert you. That's not my job. My job is to try to educate you. I want you to understand why I'm doing this. I got an email. Margaret Chase, I got your email. I am certainly glad you did write. I'm just going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to assume that you're a teacher or a professor or something. I do understand. I could have sat down, I could have wrote all this out, but I'd rather do it on the fly. I do need to start getting my thoughts together, maybe even write up cards. I do understand. I've been to those classes. I am certainly glad that you did write me, though, because I need people to keep me on my toes. But to answer your question, what I'm specifically trying to do is to educate people on stupid. I understand that some of the stuff I'm going to say is not true. I understand that some of the stuff, I'm not going to lie to you intentionally, because most of what I'm going to tell you is my opinion. Stupid's not a virus. I do know this, but I see it as more of a virus. I see it as a genetic problem, short circuit in the brain maybe. I want to educate people on stupid. I want them to be able to go out into the world and identify stupid. I want them to be able to look out there and say, good Lord, that is stupid. I want them to be able to see it as plainly as I can. I am not infatuated with stupid. It's just that I've been seeing more and more of it as the years go by. When I was younger, there wasn't that much stupid out there. Yes, brothers, sisters might say something stupid. There might be a comedian that'll say something stupid. I will see an old TV show that was stupid. But that was back then. Now I feel like I'm surrounded by it, hence the name. What I would like is not only just to educate, identify it, but possibly correct the problem. I certainly do believe that if you were to be able to walk up to someone and say, ask them, why did you do that? That was a stupid thing to do. try using some thought before you act. That's pretty much what I'm trying to do. Thank you very much for the question. Thank you for the insight too on public speaking. I have taken the class. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. I will try to do better in the future. I still like the idea of just doing it on the fly. We have religion. Religion, yes. The idea of stupid in religion. I can't really say religion being stupid. It's usually the people that are involved in it. I really don't like the idea of trying to portray religion as stupid. But there are people that'll take it too far, to opposite sides of the spectrum. You have a bar over on this side that has decided that they're going to have a ladies' night out. They're going to bring in Chippendale dancers, and those Chippendale dancers will be doing their thing at the bar. A church or church people will take it upon themselves because they have a right to picket that establishment. And that's what they'll do. We don't want that. We're trying to save everybody, that sort of thing. They have no business being in this man's business, this bar's business. That's the God's honest truth. I do not like seeing churches getting involved in that sort of thing. They do not need to be at a bar, a nightclub, a strip joint, or anything like that, picketing, saying, we don't need to, no, okay, you have the right. Now, if you are one of these religious activists, and you're seeing me now, let me explain what you just opened up. The minute you show up at this bar, this nightclub, this strip joint, and you bring people to picket, if I am the bar owner, if I'm talking to the bar owner, I will make the suggestion. Get all the other bar owners, all the strip joint owners and all this, have all these people, have all these strippers show up to your church and picket every time you have services. Why? Because they have a right. These people can do more damage at your church than you can do at their business. I'm just trying to help you out here. That is what you're doing. It's a tit for tat. You cannot believe, not even for a second, you cannot believe that you have the only rights in the world to go picket an establishment. You have every right. But the minute they show up on your doorstep and they're out on your sidewalk and these scantily clad ladies are going back and forth, all you can do is put your hands up and say, God, I just didn't see it happening. If you're watching me, you know it can happen. If I have anything to say about it, it would happen. Because I firmly believe that if you have the right to show up at a bar and picket, they have the right to show up at your church and picket. They don't come to your church and cause you trouble. You don't need to be going to their business and causing them trouble. Your job is not to go out and try to save the world. Those people that go to the bar, that's their business. If they decide to come to your church, then you can talk to them. That's the way it works. Another stupid thing that I believe about religion. Some religions believe that they're the only ones going to heaven. The rest of us are just SOL. Sorry, I don't believe that way. And what's funny is that there are people that will say, oh no, we don't believe like that, but they will preach like that. Going too far out on a limb and bringing out a religious belief that may or may not be true. You know, understand your religion before you start trying to preach it. I believe that God is good. I think He's he or she. Don't even bother with that stuff. God's a he. You don't know. You weren't there. My God is a good person. My God loves everybody. So that's just the way I see it. Now, Atheist. Now, I did have a friend. He passed away a long, long time ago. But he was an atheist. Now, he was a true atheist, and I'll tell you why. A true atheist will look you in the eye and say, I don't care. You got 10 commandments in the courtroom? I don't care. In God we trust on the money? I don't care. 10 commandments on the courthouse lawn? I don't care. It doesn't mean a thing to me. It doesn't bother me. 10 commandments are a very good rule. These are his words. What was it? Swearing in on a Bible. The President of the United States swearing on a Bible doesn't bother me at all. Whatever they believe is what they believe. What I believe is what I believe. Now, he was a highly intelligent and a good guy. Now, he told me he was an atheist. So he doesn't believe in God, but none of this bothered him. I'm like, why? He said, why in the world would I be afraid of something that doesn't exist? I do not believe. I'm not afraid of the boogeyman because I know he doesn't exist. Like, okay, good point. All right. You know, he was a good person. He just was not a believer. Now, the problem I have with a lot of atheists is the fact that they will claim to be atheist, and they scream and holler about the 10 Commandments being in first it was in the schools. Kids can't pray. They took religion completely. They took God and Jesus right out of the classroom. Not that it means anything to me, except for the fact that these people are claiming to be atheists. They do not believe. Fine, you don't believe. Why are you so afraid? If you don't believe in God, why are you afraid of the 10 Commandments? Why are you afraid of a fictional picture of Jesus? Why are you afraid of a teacher that might have a little statue of Mary on her desk? These are things I've heard of. Oh, you can't do that. Separation church and state. I heard of one that went so far that a Hispanic teacher had a little Mary up on her dashboard, and she was parked in front of the school. And people screamed and hollered that she could not either park on the school property or she had to take the Mary off. Wow, really? Are you people that afraid? Well, personally, I think you are. I think you're scared out of your mind. Because if you don't believe in something, then you shouldn't be afraid of it. So, there's you a stupid. There's you a main stupid. Now, I'm not saying atheists are stupid. I'm saying the activist ones that are screaming and hollering about getting God out of the schools, getting God out of government, getting God off our money, and all of that. Oh, we don't want that. That's fact. Hey, Easter rabbit, the Easter bunny, the Santa Claus, dwarves, elves, all fictitious. And yet, you don't have a problem with celebrating Christmas. You know, if you are a true atheist and you don't believe in any of this, then when Christmas comes around and they offer you time off, oh, well, we have holidays. Christmas is coming up. You get off. You should say, no, I don't believe in Christmas. I'm an atheist. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in Easter. I don't believe in any of this. So if you don't believe in it, then you should get regular pay and show up. Go to work. I know. Well, they're giving me a 3-day off with pay. Well, if you're a real atheist, then you shouldn't take that. Don't celebrate a holiday. You know, do you have Christmas trees in your house? You shouldn't. Do you give your kids presents? You shouldn't. Matter of fact, why don't you destroy your kids' all their dreams and just flat tell them, look, there's no Santa Claus, there's no Easter. Christmas time is going to come and go, and we're not even going to help you out. But we're going to pay for your college, your room, your board until you're 18, and then you're gone. Hey, if you're going to be that way, be that way. Have at it. Religions that religions that think that they're right and everybody else is wrong. Now, one that's starting to come around, and I'm really, really disturbed about this. Now, I don't want to hate anybody. I definitely don't want to hate entire groups of people. I have to admit, though, there are some people that I do not like. Now, I have met some good people that are Indian. I met a couple just recently from New York. If you get to see my show, Anna, Kenny, hey, hope you do good. Good luck. But there are others. There are others out there that aren't that good. Some of these people, and I've been told that they were Muslim. The whole idea that I have to be converted, enslaved, or killed kind of bothers me. Now, if I'm wrong, if I've been informed wrong, send me an email. If I'm right, send me an email. The problem I'm having is that I have done a little bit of research in this whole Sharia law thing. I heard, like in Michigan, there were some Christians that were picked up for putting out pamphlets. From what I understand, they weren't doing anything illegal, but the sheriff, being Muslim, arrested them for breaking Sharia law, that they had that they weren't supposed to do that. They were trying to convert people, and what else? Oh, and that the mayor, I guess the mayor of the town in Michigan was Muslim, and actually held them for a time, and with the Sharia law. And the way I understand it is some Muslims are now trying to get into the Congress and the public and things like that. Okay, fine, I don't care. Leave your religion at home. We're certainly going to have a problem if you try to pass Sharia law in any state in the United States. Sharia law and the Constitution cannot mingle. They're contradictory to each other. We believe in freedom. Sharia law does not. We believe in separation of church and state. Sharia law does not. All law is biblical, or in the Quran. All the law comes from the Quran. Apparently women are treated like dogs. I don't subscribe to that. I will not subscribe to that. Mercy killing, or ritual killings. If I heard of this, I don't even know if this is true. I heard it on a news outlet, and they actually heard it as a possible rumor, not positive of it, but that a Muslim family out west somewhere had a 14-year-old daughter who looked at a boy, and later on that evening the mother and father suffocated her. Again, that's just a rumor. I don't know. I would have to look it up and make sure. But this is what was passed to me, and by Sharia law they would have every right to do so. Not in this country. Okay? Now, if that's in fact what happened, then they need to be locked up permanently. And when I say this, I want you to understand, I mean it. The AFL-CIO needs to, or not, I'm sorry. Oh, AFL-CIO. No, not the AFL. So, I forget what the name of it is. Whatever that group is that says that you have religion or religious freedoms. No. Absolutely not. Stay out of it. We do not need people starting to think that or act that. We already have problems in, like, the workplace. You've got, last I understood, it's illegal to force anybody to work on Sunday because Sunday is considered a Sabbath in this country. And unless, of course, you have told the company in the beginning that you're a Seventh-day Adventist, or if you convert to a Seventh-day Adventist, then you can work on Saturday, or you don't work on Friday evenings and Saturdays, but you can work on Sundays. Now, the problem with this is that as things move and progress forward, more and more Christians don't celebrate the Sabbath like they should, so they work on Sunday. If God, well, I mean, think about it. If you're getting double time pay, that means twice the pay for the same hours. You get that on a Sunday. That's why that was law. That's why it's in as law. So, we have this. That should be a separation of church and state, but it's not. Most of our laws were actually written because of the Bible, rules in the Bible. But for another religious group to come in and try to switch out all of our laws for one all-encompassing law that's based in their Bible, and they are the immigrants. No, we can't do that. I won't stand for it, for one. A friend of mine I used to work with, he kept after me, wanting me to come to his church. And I kept telling him, I said, from what I've heard of your church, it runs more like a cult than it does a church. I said, they want you there 24/7. I said, you're the first church I've ever heard of that has services on Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. He said, well, they do that to cover a lot of people because a lot of people work and, whenever they've got time. I said, yeah, I understand that. But what I've heard also, even from what you have told me, is that come time to holidays come around, they want you there rather than out. The lock-ins at Halloween, that's stupid. All it is, it's a Halloween. So what? It's a celebration. But it's not celebrated. It has no meaning now. It's not the same meaning as it used to be. Yeah, I know it was a pagan holiday, the harvest holiday. That's what it was for. But now it's just a bunch of children dressing up in cool outfits and getting candy and playing games, seeing all the spooky stuff. Women crawling out of the woodwork and saying, oh, we got to protect our children from the demons. Oh, dressing like little ghouls and goblins, they could be possessed. Oh, please. The best thing that, if you are one of these women, best thing to do is pull one of them pins out of that bun on top of your head. You've got it wrapped too tight. Kids just want to have some fun. Halloween is one of their favorite holidays. You got Halloween and Christmas. That's probably the two favorite Halloween or holidays. Let them have their fun. You're not protecting them. You're just teaching them stupid habits. But my friend, he tells me, oh, no, that was just for the children. Rather than taking them all over the place, we had fun there. All right, you had a Halloween party. Great. I remember it being called a lock-in. And he said, well, yeah, they did. They did call it a lock-in. Well, my friend later on, it was like a year or two later, he come back and he said, you're right, I should have listened to you. Really? About what? He said, well, I figured out, you're right. They wanted me to be at the church all the time. And last Thanksgiving, I had family up north that wanted me to come up there for Thanksgiving. And the church hounded me and hounded me and hounded me to be there for Thanksgiving. It was almost as if they turned on me. They were trying to make me feel guilty for going up to visit family up north. He said, I couldn't handle it anymore, so I had to get out. I had to go find another church. I said, I told you. I said, I hate to tell you so, but best thing is at least now he's free. He can go out and find him a church that's that won't be so stupid. It's nice to have churches that are going to have these little functions going on. But there are some people that go too far. There was a woman in a town I used to live in. She was what we commonly call a religious nutcase. Somehow or another, she wound up on the school board. She actually told the school board during a discussion of the dress code, high school dress code. She told them they need to ban Guess sweatshirts. The brand name Guess. That she thought they need to ban those. And somebody asked her, why? It's a nice dress-up sort of sweater. They're well made. She said the reason why it says guess is guess my bra size. This is a woman looking for something that's not there. This is the type of person we don't need in our schools. This is the type of person we really don't need in the churches. When they start going overboard, that's where we have a problem. Now, I've had my dealings with religious nutcases. A group showed up. Now, this is a religious group. You might know who they are, but this religious group likes to travel all over the country. They go to funerals outside the gates at a funeral of soldiers that have been killed in action. Now, this is a very rough time for the family and the friends, and these people are outside the gates saying that God hates American soldiers because of the adoption of gays in the military, and the reason that there are black people in the military. These religious nuts, I'll use that word if I want to, claim that God does not like gays and blacks. And I do not care for these people. I know I'm not supposed to be that way, but I don't. I really don't. And for them to teach others to be that, when you start preaching hate, that makes my skin crawl. These people will go around and preach this, and they'll have their little cameras so that they can video everything that goes on. You know, that way if somebody does retaliate for what they say or what they've done, they have camera. Now, fortunately, at the time, we did have some smart people that were on the city council. We had a smart mayor, and basically he got a hold of the police department and said, these people are to leave. They're not allowed to stay in our town. Get them out. And when they were informed that they had to leave, they tried to claim that they had a legal right to be on a city street. It's public property that they could do that. And basically the chief of police told them that if they continued, then whatever happens, happens. And they will be cited for inciting a riot. So we did have some people that actually took care of them, threw them out. As far as I know, they have not been back. But these are the same people that go around to the funerals, and at this time in their life, they're treated this way. Now, these are the same sort of people, I guarantee it, that if somebody in their church passes away and they start to have a funeral, and a bunch of us showed up outside that funeral and started yelling, God hates you. God does not hate anyone except you. You're going to hell. These people would have a fit, I guarantee it, because they believe that everything falls in their favor. If any of you in that religious cult, whatever, are actually viewing this, I want you to do something for me. I want you to test your faith. I really do. I want you to test your faith. I really want you to test your faith. Because, you know, you're not supposed to. But if your faith is strong enough and you believe that you are the chosen ones and God will protect you, step out in front of a bus. Check your faith. If you think that you are better than the rest of us and you believe that God is on your side, go for it. Step in front of a bus. And when you get creamed, don't call me. You people are worthless. That's what I don't like about some people in this world. Again, it falls under stupid people. And we're talking about stupid in religion, and that's part of it. For people to preach one thing and then do the opposite, that's not right either. Don't accept another one that's really stupid, and I'm really sick. I wish, if you are a preacher, if you're a father, if you're a pastor or something, you really need to identify to these people. You need to teach these people. You either believe in the Old Testament or you do not. If you believe that in the Old Testament, that once Jesus Christ was born and died for our sins, that everybody can be saved, stop preaching the hatred. Plain and simple. You need to teach them this. Because if the Old Testament is only good for sermons, the stories, the parables, fine. That's great. I had somebody tell me that the Ten Commandments from the Old Testament is a good idea, but it's not necessary after Jesus died. It's not necessary. You accept, boom, it's not necessary, which is fine. If that's the way they believe, fine. But don't turn around and say, oh, well, we don't believe in the Old Testament. We use that for parables, and we use that for this, and over here, we only go by the New Testament. God loves everybody. God is so wonderful and all this, and all you have to do is accept Jesus in your heart, and that's the way it's going to be. Fine. But don't come back and say, oh, well, no, gays can't go to heaven. No, we can't do the eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth either. We can't do that. Because that's Old Testament. It's not in the New Testament. And so far, nobody's been able to show me anything that says that that homosexuals can't go to heaven or blacks cannot go to heaven. I mean, why would it settle on that? Let me shock your world here. Some of you that are preaching that stuff. Let me shock your world here. Jesus was black, whether you like it or not. Historically, it is a fact. All you have to do is look at the time, look at the place. That part of the world, Jesus was not a white man with blonde hair. So, while you're out there and claiming that blacks can't go to heaven, you're wrong. Because he was black. They were not, white people weren't in that area of the world. So, get it through your heads. Well, time is pretty much up for now. I know there's so much more that I need to cover, but I'm trying to keep these things short because, I don't want you to lose interest. I would like you to come back. Come back and visit. At the end of the show, the scroll, email address, surrounded_stupid@yahoo.com. Send me a message. Let me know what you think. Good, bad, or indifferent. I will read, I'll try to read every single email. I do have an email that I wanted to, well, we'll take care of it next time. We'll get an email next go around. Or maybe we'll cover a bunch of emails because I'm getting quite a few. So, thank you for joining us tonight. If you have any suggestions, if you have any ideas for a show, give me a yell. I don't care. I will do anything as long as it has to do with stupid. God bless, and thank you very much.